the first season of Bollywood Wives, and I'm so obsessed with this idea of bringing sort of the idea of Real Housewives to Bollywood. I talk a lot about the fact that these are real, like, Bollywood royalty, like, women, right? Like, they grew up in the industry, they're married to people who are in the industry, and it's such a breath of fresh air to take a window into their lives. I think it's something that a lot of people would be very curious about. I certainly was very curious about the lifestyle of the rich and famous in the Bollywood industry. I've been very forthcoming about everything I've done, and I do Botox, and I absolutely, have gotten a little bit of filler here and there, but it's nothing to be ashamed about.
Ozempic discussion happens because of they discuss about all the other housewives also getting it done and all of that. And you actually pretty much said that you hate it.
Yeah, well, I think the idea, I mean, I've never done it, so I don't necessarily know how to hate it, but I think the idea of using a drug that's prescribed for someone that is diabetic to lose weight doesn't sit right with me. I feel like there's a healthy way to lose weight. Priyanka has been sort of like, really leading the charge on putting India on the map, I think, globally. I mean, she's really, really been the biggest ambassador, I think, for the country. And people love and respect her so much. I mean, who would have thought it? Yeah, I really am. So every time I see her, like, on a talk show or in an ad campaign, I just am so proud, and to see how far she's come as well.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh my God, dreamy. I wish he was my dad.
Hello everybody, I'm Rani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guest today is so fascinating and interesting. Of course, she is the breakout star of the Real Housewives of New York. Of course, I'm talking about the beautiful Jessel Taank. Thank you for joining in, Jessel.
Thank you so much for having me. And what an introduction. I need to carry you around with me all the time to introduce me to people.
But that is true because you can ask all your tank tops, can't you?
It's so funny when I walk around New York City and people literally have T-shirts that say tank tops. And I'm like, this is bananas. Like, I never thought I would have such a crazy fan base.
It is, and you're here in India. How's it going? Are you soaking it all in?
I'm so happy to be here. I haven't been here in a very long time. The last time was when I was actually wedding shopping, so I was here on a bit of a shopping spree. But India has changed so much since then, and it's so great to see the strides that this country has made, and it feels so cool. And you guys are way cooler than us in New York, by the way.
Really? Everybody's going to be very, very happy to see that. New York, I mean, I love New York as well, and I love Mumbai, and I feel like the vibes are so similar. It's chaotic energy, but people are really hustling, but they're making it work, and I don't know, it's great.
Yeah, one of the things I love about New York is that anything that you want to get done, you can absolutely make it happen. And I feel the same about Mumbai. It's like, you come here, you want to do X, Y, and Z, and people they hustle and they get it done. And it's just this like crazy mentality of like, let's just get shit, done. Like, it's awesome.
Absolutely. And I love that. All right. We must say that you have quite a few exciting seasons. And I feel like in the beginning, they all questioned about how you were keeping everything to yourself, right? All the others always kept mentioning that you're a little too private, you're not mentioning about your marriage and personal life. It was what, in the beginning seasons, was a major thing that they kept mentioning, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you've come a long way from that. And people actually like you because both you and your husband, Srinadava, both of them are known to be unfiltered. Tell me, how was that journey? Because, from there to being who you are and owning it is something that we all must celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting for me because, quite honestly, I think that I was largely misunderstood. And I talk about this a lot, but, when you look at Indians, there's a very strong stereotype that kind of surrounds us. We're like the doctors or the lawyers, or, we're people don't think of us as ever having to have undergone any hardship, right? Because we work so hard to get where we are. And that was kind of where this whole misunderstanding stemmed from. I was trying to talk a little bit about where I came from, my background, my parents, and everyone on the cast thought that I was fabricating this story, which is crazy to me. But, I really had to prove myself. And I did have to eradicate a lot of misconceptions. So I was playing defense a lot. But at the end of the day, the truth always prevails. And I think as people got to know me, they sort of realized, like, okay, she is everything she's saying she is.
Nishant, there's a casual racism that you often face, right? A lot of brown women had mentioned their stories of that initially, and it doesn't matter where you are in all kind of in this entire class system, anywhere that side of thing that you might have gone through. How did you kind of deal with it? Because there are ways to deal with it, but at the time it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, very overwhelming. I think that you just have to really be very confident about who you are. I think in the world of reality TV, that the biggest thing is social media and people commenting on, your life and your story. And I think that for me, it was really overwhelming at first, but I actually really love it now because it's quite hilarious to think that someone believes that they know you and that they feel confident enough to like comment on your page or comment about your life. And I think you just have to take it all with a grain of salt.
You've been having quite a few weeks, all with all the Diwali parties that you've been doing out there. How was it? Tell me how you thought of Nora's performance and all of you all killing it in the dance.
Oh my God. It's so funny because I remember when Diwali used to be me and my family, and I used to cry because I didn't want to wear Indian clothes. And it was this very, very private, small affair. And now, thanks to, a couple of very ambitious people, Diwali has become such a glamorous affair. And in New York, it's almost like, I think I read an article about how it's considered the new Chinese New Year, where there's so much marketing, so much branding, so much energy around it. So we actually host with Angela Acharya, who manages Priyanka Chopra, and who actually is the brainchild of the Diwali gala, like the one Diwali gala that everyone wants to go to. But it's held at the Pierre. Nora Fatehi performed this year. It's getting bigger and more glamorous and more elaborate as the years have gone on. And it's really, really great. It's almost considered like the Indian Met Ball, which is like, it's all about the fashion. It's all about the press. It's just sensational. I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Jessel actually is a very powerful name in the fashion industry. She's been there for a while, making other people look beautiful along with herself. So tell me, who do you think was really killing it at the party and a few of the outfits? And of course, conversations that were interesting. We all missed though.
Oh, now you're really getting into it.
I know.
So how cool is this? Two of our hosts were Shane and Falcony Peacock, who have actually hosted throughout the years, they've been part of the committee for the Diwali Ball. And this year, for the first time, Sabyasachi was actually hosting as well. They both did an incredible job of dressing all the VIPs. Imagine half the room was in Shane and Falcony Peacock. I wore Shane and Falcony Peacock. It was this abundance of feathers and glam, and it was so elaborate. The fashion was insane. But people really, really go all out. It's the runway of Mumbai Lakshmi Fashion Week, like in one room, basically. So it's very exciting to see what people are going to wear. And then some of the conversations, everyone was so excited about Nora. She came out like a wrecking ball, and there was just so people were like, the jaws were on the floor. She's such a great performer. And the music was incredible. The food, the ambiance, all of it was just top notch.
We obviously missed PC, but maybe next time. But tell me what you think of Priyanka, because she's someone out there who's really getting everybody together. She's always been a cheerleader for Indian women and actually women of different diversities and color.
Yeah, Priyanka has been sort of like, really leading the charge on putting India on the map, I think globally. I mean, she's really, really been the biggest ambassador, I think, for the country. And people love and respect her so much. I think, I mean, who would have thought it? Yeah, I really am. So every time I see her, like on a talk show or in an ad campaign, I just am so proud, and to see how far she's come as well. And really, truly, she's one of the very few people, I would say, coming out of Bollywood that's managed to transcend those boundaries. And it's impressive. She's paving the way for a lot of Indian women globally. And I mean, what a superstar.
So well put. We were talking about social media and opinions, and it's a whole new thing. There's so much discussion today about the pressure that women have to feel to look a certain way, whether it's through perfection of the face features or your body, and they always discuss about, oh, they've got something done on the face, or they've used Ozempic, and this is a discussion in Bollywood as well. Anyone who loses weight, Karan Johar put out a whole post about like, I was just losing it healthily, and Alia would put a post about like, no, I haven't done Botox, it's just the way it is. It's a really ongoing conversation. You've been at the other side of it as well.
Yeah.
Because they said a whole lot of things about you getting your face done and using Ozempic and all of that. So I want to know how you looked at that conversation and the ongoing conversations about what people have to say.
Yeah, it's a really funny idea that when you are in the spotlight, people can freely comment on how you look and body shame and say quite personal things. And, for someone like me, my mom would slap me if I ever did anything to my face. It's like I literally could never do it. But that's not to say that it's wrong. Look, at the end of the day, I think that whatever helps boost your own self-confidence and whatever you think you should do to help you feel better is what is the right path. And I think that whether that's wanting to lose weight or wanting to do Botox to preserve your wrinkles, like, so what, everyone does it. I think that obviously when you're in the spotlight, what you do becomes a little bit more public. I've been very forthcoming about everything I've done, and I do Botox, and I absolutely have gotten a little bit of filler here and there, but it's nothing to be ashamed about.
And I feel like the Ozempic discussion happens because of things they discuss about all the other housewives also getting it done and all of that. And you actually pretty much said that you hate it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think the idea, I mean, I've never done it, so I don't necessarily know how to hate it, but I think the idea of using a drug that's prescribed for someone that is diabetic to lose weight doesn't sit right with me. I feel like there's a healthy way to lose weight, and that's by, working out and eating well. And look, I understand that some people don't have it as easy and they do need a little push in the right direction. And so that's absolutely their prerogative. But for me personally, I think to inject yourself with a drug to lose weight just seems a little bit like dramatic.
Still, you hung out with so many celebrities and also like a lot of Indian actors. I want to tell you, who do you have most fun with whenever you bump into them, when you meet them, and all of that?
Oh gosh. I have to say one of my biggest celebrity interactions has been Rihanna. She is a big fan of the franchise, and she actually DM'd me to say that she really enjoyed watching me on the show. And I was like, oh my God, is this a joke? Like, I didn't actually think it was her. I clicked on the profile and I was like, okay, like 500 million. Yes, it's her. It's definitely Rihanna. But I think that the celebrity society of the world is interesting, because I think that for me, because I've been in fashion for so long, I don't necessarily get starstruck. I think they're just like us, and especially being catapulted as a normal person on reality TV, and then you're sort of in the public space. It's an interesting concept, the idea of a celebrity, to me.
Um, like I said, you've been very unfiltered. Tell me something that has been hard to talk about, but you have now come to terms with it, and kind of discussed it, and has made you feel better.
Yeah, I think season one was a tough one for me because I spoke a lot about fertility and infertility, and I'm continuing to speak a lot about it because I think as Indian women we don't actually talk about that enough. We're held to a certain stereotype where we have to be perfect, and we're childbearing machines, and that's not always the case. So that was something that was really hard to talk about at first, but I'm really glad I did it because I'm hoping that it gave other women confidence to kind of have the same conversations.
Of course, and I think every day we see updates about how what you're doing about it, and you kind of openly get into it. How is that journey okay for you now? Are you in it? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, I was in it for almost 3 years. I had about, I don't even remember, like 5 or 6 rounds of IVF. And we're still sort of very much, I guess, thinking about having another child, and that would have to go through IVF. And so I think it's always going to be a part of my life and a part of something that, what we're discussing. But at the same time, like it's just, I've come to terms with it. I do have a little bit of PTSD, honestly, from the experience, just because it is very invasive. And a lot of women do it in private. And I think that that's what is so isolating about it, and why I wanted, or why I felt so passionately about talking about it.
But I'm sure it's going to help a lot of them who are going through similar journeys like them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why I did it, and why I chose to really bring it up in the way that I did.
I mean, we know some, but again, for the people who want to know more, right from the horse's mouth, um, who do you think in the show has been the most difficult for you to connect with really? And what do you think today you could say, honestly, very, very good friends?
Yeah, I think that with like any friend group, I mean, there are people that you instantly connect with, and then there are some people that it takes a little bit of time to kind of, warm to. I feel like personalities don't always have to mesh. At the beginning, Sai, who is a big fashion influencer in New York, her and I definitely clashed. And it was something that I was quite surprised about, because I thought that we would connect over fashion and over our mutual friends. But we just didn't click. And I think that you sort of have to come to terms with the fact that, like, it's okay to not get along with everybody, to not be able to be best friends with everybody. On the flip side, I think that, my friendship with Uber, Jenna has always been one of my closest. I just really respect them, and we get along so great, and we have so much fun together.
You see the amount of reality TV that's being consumed. And I think the Real Housewives in all the different places have really connected to a lot of people, and you have massive viewership. Along with that, I see that we have the Bollywood Housewives here on Netflix that happens. Yeah, I want to know if you've seen the show. You have and of course, they say this always inspired. And this time we had some people from Delhi as well in the new season. I want to know if you've seen it, what do you think of it, and who are your favorites, if there are any?
Oh my God. So I saw the first season of Bollywood Wives, and I'm so obsessed with this idea of bringing sort of the idea of Real Housewives to Bollywood. I talk a lot about the fact that these are real, like, Bollywood royalty, like, women, right? Like, they grew up in the industry, they're married to people who are in the industry, and it's such a breath of fresh air to take a window into their lives. I think it's something that a lot of people would be very curious about. I certainly was very curious about the lifestyle of the rich and famous in the Bollywood industry, and it's just addictive. My favorite would have to be, is it Maheep?
Maheep.
Maheep Kapoor, yeah. So great, so funny. So Neelam is it's such an interesting one because I was obsessed with her as a young actress. So beautiful, and to see her kind of like now, it's just amazing.
I love it. You caught up with the new season? Not
I
yet.
have I haven't had a chance to. I've been traveling and I've been working crazy, but it's on my list. And trust me, the holiday season, that's all I'm going to be doing.
Okay, perfect. I'll obviously let you go soon, but I have to ask you, right? You're here in India. I feel like something's brewing, and I feel like there might be small things happening here in the future. Tell us what's happening. What
Oh my
plans do you
God.
have?
Well, you have a very good sense of brew. Yeah, I am actually doing so many fun things. I'm launching a capsule collection with Deepa Padukone, which is a big designer. They actually produce here in India and they sell in the US. And so we're doing a lot of interesting things there. And then I am actually looking to do a lot of press, but I'm actually looking to also launch my own jewelry line. So stay tuned for that. India is so amazing to me, and the amount of opportunity here is just so refreshing. So I'm definitely going to be here a lot more. And also I have an e-commerce platform called Ushk that is working with Indian designers to bring them to the US. And so a lot of meetings with the fashion set to see what new creative designs are out there, who's the hottest designer on the scene right now. And I hope to partner with them and hopefully bring them to the US.
Sounds fantastic. All right, we have to end with a fun round of some fun fashion questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, you'll have to rate these celebrities out of 10 and tell your reason why you did so. All right?
Oh, God. You're going to get me into trouble.
All right, Deepika Padukone.
Oh, my gosh. She's in a 12. I'm obsessed with. She can do no wrong.
Tell me one line of what you think of their style.
Oh, of the style. Okay. Jaw dropping all the time.
Ooh,
Mhm.
love that. Okay, PC. Priyanka Chopra.
Oh, my God. America's sweetheart, India's sweetheart. She's a 10.
Love that. All right, what do you think of Nora Fatehi style?
Oof. Like fire. That woman is, I don't even know. She's a 20 in my opinion. No one can shake the hips like that.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh my God. Dreamy. I wish he was my dad.
Now that's something that people would want, wouldn't they? All right, Salman Khan.
Oh my God. Such a classic hero.
All right, Hrithik Roshan.
Oh my God. So Hrithik Roshan was on dating apps in the US. Is he still single?
Is he? Apparently not, but we never know. I mean,
I mean, he's got the best eyes, the best eyes.
that is true. I must say this that you. So I'm assuming you're rating them all on 10. All of the last three men get like
Yeah, they're all like a 9 or a 10 for sure.
9 out of 10 for sure. Okay, love that. If you had to, without any filter, say who, according to you, are the most stylish people in the real housewives of not just New York, the other places as well, whose name would you pick and why?
So I really, really love Kiki Barth. She's on the Real Housewives of Miami. I think Jenna Lyons on the Real Housewives of New York is obviously such a style icon. I absolutely love Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills. She's so stylish. And then let me think. Oh, Ashley from Potomac. She's also really, really hot.
Okay, love that. You styled so many celebrities. I want to know who some that you really enjoyed styling and why.
So when I was with Michael Kors, we did this project with Halle Berry, and she is unbelievable. She's so beautiful. And she was one of my favorite celebrities to work with. And she can wear, and if you can wear a trash bag, and she looks amazing.
That is true. She's just so
Stunning.
good and
Yeah.
powerful, right?
Yes, very.
Okay. If you have to give one quick fashion tip to people, to particularly to celebrities, on how to style themselves day to day, because they're photographed everywhere and packed, what is one quick thing that you'd like to remind everybody?
Simple is better. So I prefer a more classic, understated look, like minimal luxury, quiet luxury, I should say. I think that when you get loud and you're showing like all the labels and the bags and the jewelry, it just looks a little tacky. So quiet luxury is the way to go.
All right, I love that. Now this is the last one. If you had to plan a Diwali bash, who are the people from the Indian celebrities and otherwise who have to attend your party?
Well, we all saw Ranveer at the Ambani wedding, and I think he is a one-man party. So even if I just invite Ranveer and no one else, I think it would be a show-stopping party.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, I didn't hang out with him, but it was all over the internet, and he was having such a great time at the Ambani wedding, and I'm obsessed with him. He's so great.
So one man show. You're right. He's so entertaining. You're done.
It's just he's the only person you need to invite. It's so great.
I love that. Thank you so much, Giselle. It's been wonderful knowing you a little better.
Thank you so much.
I think all the tank tops will agree. You don't need to change one bit and just
Oh, thank you. That means the world to me. It was so lovely speaking with you.
It was lovely talking to you. I'm sending you lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.